Hello YouTube, today we're going to talk about the use strict keyword in JavaScript here. We see this very often in our code. So what is use strict doing here? So right now in our code, we're going to just like comment it out for right now. And right now we have our function, say my function, say we declare a function, right? And we console log this, right? And then we call the function here. Okay, now we save it and run it and see what happens to the console. The console will log out the window object. Remember, this is the client side. I'm using the JS Fiddle on the client. And then this keyword, right, on the console here is window because this is referring to the object that's being called on this function. So on the function here, this will refer to the Windows object, which is like the global scope, right? Because outside of this function is only the window object that's being used here. So this keyword will refer to the window. Okay, so let's use the strict mode. So basically just uncomment this strict use strict statement right here. All right, and then what happened here if we console log this? All right, let's click run, undefined. So this function, my function, will log out undefined. Why is that? Remember, without the use strict statement, right, we'll console the window object. With the strict mode, we have undefined. So basically, what the strict mode is doing is preventing the function to use any undeclared variable. In this case, our window variable is not declared in under strict mode, right? Let me show the magic again. So if we comment out the use strict and then we run, see we have the window object here, right? This by default, the window object is the global object. But if under the strict mode, okay, it's undefined because window is not defined as a global object under the strict mode, okay? So in the previous example, we look at the strict mode in the global scope, right? What I mean by that is that we use the use strict statement in the first line of code. So everything under here is in strict mode, which means that, again, you cannot use undeclared variable, including the window object in the client, right? So we have two functions here, right? So these two functions both are in the strict mode, right? Because everything here is strict mode. When we call the function, right, this console log this should all log undefined, right? Right, we log to undefined here. But the strict mode is not only available in the global scope. We can also move this statement down to the function, right? So when we move the statement into the first line of the function, then this function within this scope, this is the function scope. In this scope, everything in here is in strict mode. So when we console log this, we should get undefined, right? But on the second function, my second function here, this guy is not in strict mode. Reason why? Because we don't have a use strict mode in the first line. So not everything in here in this file is in strict mode, only the first function. So the second function is not affected. So when we run this, as you can see, the first line, which is our first function, my function, right, is in the strict mode. This is referred to undefined. And then we run the second function, my second function, and we console log this. This is not in strict mode. So this function is strict mode free, okay? So it's free to refer this to the global object of window in our client. That's why we have window in the log, okay?